Hi there, welcome back. My name is Shaila Maharaj, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how to build a babysitting business. So really, I'm making this video for my cousins who just recently got their babysitting license. When I was 13 or 14 years old, I used to babysit for like 20 different families in the neighborhood, and I was making like $500 a month. And at that age, and back then, like 14, 15 years ago, making $500 a month for working 2 days a week, that was pretty good money. So I'm making this video how to show them, and hopefully someone else out there on the internet, how to do it. This video, how to build a babysitting business, is also going to be kind of a metaphor to build any other business. So this is kind of the foundational steps for a babysitting business, plus the foundation of like any other type of business. So the first step is to get licensed. It's not necessarily required, but if you're like a young person, it's good to have, just to show the families that you know what to do in case of an emergency, how to care for different age children, stuff like that. After you've gotten your license and you feel comfortable taking care of kids, next it's time to get experience. So I got experience by babysitting my own brothers and my other younger cousins, and so I had already had experience when people were approaching me to start babysitting for their kids. So you want to start by getting some experience. One way to do that would be to volunteer maybe at your school. There might be some like child minding programs. Sometimes on parent-teacher nights, they hire like child minders to watch over younger students. So you can do that. Or if you have family members, like I mentioned, you can babysit them. You just want to have some sort of experience, so that way when you're going out into the field, you feel comfortable and you feel like you know what you're doing. The next step is to set your rates. So this can change per client. Let's call them clients. This can change per client. In some families that you work for, they might want you to do like clean up around the house or cook for the children, like a little bit more asks. So you can charge a higher price. Or for example, if they just have one kid versus 3 kids, you can charge a different rate based on that. And you want to go based on what you feel is fair and what they feel is fair. So sometimes there's a little bit of negotiation. Sometimes there's a rate that they're firm on. Sometimes there's a rate that you're firm on. And it's okay to stick to your rate. Don't undersell yourself, because otherwise you will just be resentful, and then you're only giving away power from yourself. I've been in situations like that where they were, I had other clients that were paying me like $10 an hour. Again, back then, this was like really good money, $10 an hour for a 13-year-old to be making back in like 2009 or whatever. So yeah, $10 an hour was really good, versus like I would have other clients that would pay me $5 an hour and their kids were like handfuls, like disrespectful, didn't listen, all that kind of stuff. So you can just start saying no to babysitting those families, or you can just be firm on your rate. You have the right to say no, and you also have the right to charge what you charge. And if it doesn't work out with them, that's okay. There's always other people that will be looking for your service.
Watching this back while editing, and you also want to keep things fair and keep things at market rate. So do some research of what other people are charging, what the going rate is, and make sure you're within range of that. Otherwise, you won't get jobs.
The next step would be to actually get the word out there that you're a babysitter. With the internet, things can be a little bit, you got to be really careful. You got to be really safe, especially if you're a child doing this. So the way that I was able to advertise that I was a babysitter is I went to my school. I was in high school at the time, and I went to the surrounding elementary schools, and I went and I asked to talk to the office, and I told the office, hey, I'm a babysitter. If you know any families who are looking for childcare, please put me on the contact list. A lot of schools have a babysitting contact list and location. So if you're nearby and whatever, they'll give your name out. That's a safe way to do it because it stays within the community. The other way that I advertised was the same way in the school. I still went to the schools, the elementary schools. I found the kindergarten classrooms. Usually they have a bulletin board of notices outside, especially because the parents pick them up still. So I asked the teachers if I could put my contact info on the bulletin board. That was another way that I got the word out there, and I found some clients that way. Another place you can put it up is community centers. This one you need to be a little bit more careful because a lot of community centers and like public libraries, they're open to the public, so anyone can just walk in and then have your contact info. Rather than putting up a poster or something about your services, you can just tell one of the staff, and a lot of the time, again, they have like an email list of babysitters in the community. Another way is word of mouth. So once you find one or two clients, you can tell them like, hey, if you know any families with kids that are looking for babysitters, I'm really looking to take on more work. And you can even offer them like, if they hire me once, I'll give you like a discount on my next babysitting. Next time I babysit, I'll give you a $10 discount or something. Which usually, parents, especially if you're a child and they're an adult, they're not going to take the discount. They're just happy to help you. But yeah, word of mouth is another way to get clients. Word of mouth referrals. The next way, this is the newest thing. I've never used this, but there are now babysitting apps. I sometimes get ads for them, but if you look up babysitter app plus whatever city you're in, then certain apps will come up where you can post that you're a babysitter. Again, with the internet, you have to be really careful with this. Usually the websites vet both sides, the families and the babysitters, just to make sure that it's safe on both ends. But if you're really like young, I wouldn't recommend doing this. This is more if you're a little older, you can handle yourself in a situation that might be a little more mature. And then now, once you have your clients, you just give great service. So you bond with the kids, you bond with the parents, they're the ones paying you. You're respectful, you take care of the home, you make sure that you're offering a service where your clients want to hire you again. Just give great customer service. And then after you've given the service, of course, make sure you get paid. And that's it. That's from start to finish how to start and run a babysitting business. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or you want me to make videos about anything else, just leave them in the comments. Happy to do it, and I hope to see you in the next video.